Hi everyone, I hope that you're well. Well done for making it to Thursday of the second week of your home learning. Right, I've just shared my screen with you. Okay. Right, I'm going to explain Thursday's English task to you. So obviously you've got the same learning objective, I can write to entertain. And I've put a note on there just to let you know that this task may take a little bit longer than the hour that we would normally give you in an English lesson. That's not a problem. I don't want you to rush. You can use as much time as you want on Flexible Friday tomorrow to complete this task and do it to your best ability. So don't rush through it if it does take you more than the hour. Right, let's have a look at what you need to do then. So your task is to write a description of Grendel arriving at Heorot. So if we just recap on the activities that we've been doing this week so that you can remind yourself the work that you've been doing and how it's going to help you with your writing. So you've been looking at commas and subordinate clauses, inference, inferring what you know about Grendel, his feelings, actions, personality and physical appearance, drawing and describing your own monster. So all of those things will help you with the writing that you're going to do today. And this is just a recap as well. The subordinate clause. So we looked at this on Monday, just reminding you what a subordinate clause is and that it could come at various points in a sentence. So take your time, go through this, read it again, just familiarise yourself with how to use a subordinate clause. Now, just a little bit of extra information here. So when to use a comma. So if your subordinate clause starts the sentence, you use the comma after that subordinate clause. So for example, before we go on our daily walk, comma, we have to do our schoolwork. If the subordinate clause ends the sentence, then you don't use a comma. So for example, we have to do our schoolwork before we go on our daily walk. If the subordinate clause is adding additional information in the middle of your sentence, then you put commas before and after. And again, another example, tomorrow morning, comma, when the clock strikes 9, comma, homeschooling will begin. Now I've got two additional examples for you here. So actually three, sorry, using the same information, just to show you how you can change your sentences. So my example, after the online lesson finished, comma, my laptop battery died. So here I'm using that subordinate clause at the start of my sentence, so I used a comma. This version is having the subordinate clause at the end of the sentence. My laptop battery died after the online lesson finished. And then the same information, but just using a subordinate clause in the middle of my sentence would go like this. After the online lesson finished, comma, at 3 o'clock, comma, my laptop battery died. So think of your own examples and write them down. The next thing you need to do is, I'm just going to move my screen a little bit. The next thing you need to do is remind yourself of conjunctions. So conjunctions start subordinate clauses. Okay, and there's a collection of them here. Which, while, when, until, after, before, so that, just as. And then there's a little note in the top right hand corner to remind you that as and because are also conjunctions. So you've got this sentence here, she walked for an hour, and then an example at the bottom showing you how you could use that conjunction to start your subordinate clause. So after, using obviously this example here, after she had eaten lunch, comma, she walked for an hour. And again, I've got two examples for you here. It says write at least two examples, so I thought it's only fair that I give you two extra examples myself. So when she finished her homeschooling, comma, so I'm using this one here, look. When she finished her homeschooling, comma, she walked for an hour. And then my next one is using this conjunction here. So that she reached her daily steps, comma, she walked for an hour. Okay, so there's two extra examples for you there. Right. Let's move on and see what you've got to do. So this is your task. So using your knowledge of subordinate clauses, and if you're not sure still about subordinate clauses, you can go back through the PowerPoint and you can have a look at the information that was on the earlier slides. Have a look at this part of the story. You'll be very familiar with page 10 by now. Highlight examples of subordinate clauses. So have a look at it. go through, see if you can find any subordinate clauses in this piece of writing. Now, it might help you if you pause the video here for a minute. Okay, now I hope you found that, I hope you were successful with that task. Let's now have a look here. So, 2 examples of subordinate clauses. I've got one here, because it was good, it was hateful to his ears. So the sentence, he heard that wondrous story of God's good creation, and because, remember we said that because was a conjunction, because it was good, it was hateful to his ears. And then there's another example here. Lost my mouse, here we go. He heard the sweet music of the harp, and afterwards the joyous laughter echoing through the hall. Oops, let me find my mouse. As the mead horn was passed around. So then you've got another example of a subordinate clause here. And then finally this one, so these 2 obviously end the sentence, and then this one starts it. Nothing had ever so enraged this beast as, which is your subordinating conjunction, night after night he had to listen to all this happiness and harmony. So there's 3 examples for you there. Right, the next thing that we're asking you to do is gather all of your work from English this week, because you're going to use it to help you write your description. So go and get your Beowulf summary, all of the work on Grendel's actions, feelings, appearance and personality, and your drawing with your annotations as well. Right, once you've got those, what we're asking you to do is, so write that description of Grendel arriving at Heorot. And these are the things to think about, because they might help you with your writing. Where is Grendel? So before he arrives at Heorot, where is he? Where does he come from? Why is he actually going there? What has made him decide to go to the Mead Hall? What are the Danes doing at that time? So again, straight after, are they expecting the attack? Is it something that they're prepared for? That might help you when you're preparing or planning your piece of writing. Right, now these things are just to help you with, I'm just looking at my notes to see if what I was going to say to you about these ones. Right, here, these things are just some writing prompts to remind you what to use when you're writing a description. So you don't have to use them all, and that's why I was just looking at my notes here. I was just going to say to you the ones that I think are particularly useful here. So what are they wearing? Now, we've already spoken about Grendel's appearance. So he's obviously not going to be wearing anything, but think about his appearance here. So it says keep it simple. So names and colours. Now, the colour, his colouring may be important to you. Height, certainly want to mention his height or his build, because that will make a difference to his movement. Remember, we spoke about this yesterday. So definitely reference sort of how big he is or his movement. Right, a simile, you could definitely use similes or metaphors in your writing. I don't need to recap about similes or metaphors because we've done them so many times. I think I mentioned before about the link to the grammar on BBC Bite Size. I can show you that now quickly. There is a link on, here it is, there is a link on Padlet for you, but if I hadn't shown you this already, it takes you to a page showing you grammar, punctuation and spelling. And then if you scroll down, you've got all these references down the side here that will help you. So if you're not sure of similes, metaphors, or any of the other references that we've been talking about with the grammar this week, then definitely click on that link and that will help you. Right, so let's get back here. So personification, again, if you're not sure what personification is, then you can definitely go back to that link and it will help you. We have spoken about it before, so I won't waste any time now explaining it to you again. Definitely look it up if you need to. Like describing the eyes and hair, skin, we've definitely said about that. So remember to use your senses, which you did yesterday when you were annotating your picture. Oh, an oxymoron, that's the one that I was going to remind you of. If you're not sure what an oxymoron is, again, I've written some examples for you. So an oxymoron is a figure of speech which contradicts itself. You'll have heard them before, even if you're not aware of what they're called. Some examples for you are open secret. If something's a secret, an open secret, that would completely contradict itself. Clearly confused. You've probably been told before, you're clearly confused. If you're confused, you don't understand something. So saying you're clearly confused would be a contradiction of terms. You're seriously funny. If somebody is seriously funny, then again, kind of doesn't quite sit right when you're saying it. If somebody is serious or funny, so to say they're seriously funny is a contradiction of terms. An escaped prisoner. Obviously, you can work that one out for yourself. A deliberate mistake. Now, you may have heard that one as well. How many of you have made a deliberate mistake? A mistake is something that happens by accident. So to do it deliberately, again, is a contradiction of terms. So I thought I would just mention that oxymoron to you there. Right, getting back to your planning then. So what equipment does the character have? Obviously, that's not going to be relevant to us this time. Describe the character from afar and from up close. So you may want to describe some of their features. Remember, this time we're actually talking about Grendel himself. Personality. Now, again, we definitely have referenced this one. So this is one of the ones that you do need to include. Is Grendel confident, shy, anxious, elated? Think about his personality. And I think that's all the ones I was going to explain to you. So, facial features. This is a good one. Describe his facial features. Is there a feature that can infer something about an event in the character's past? So, for example, does your version of Grendel have a scar, probably a broken nose or broken bone or something? Does it have a burn mark? It's just a good way of creating that image in your reader's mind. So see if you can describe any of those facial features. Right. Let's have a look. So this is a shared write. Now, I've said to you before, unfortunately, I haven't got Active Inspire on my laptop at home. So everything I'm doing, I'm having to do from PowerPoint, which is making it a little bit more tricky for me to be interactive with you. So the shared write, which we would normally do together, I've put an example on which I have done previously for you to see, so that you've got something you can hook your writing on. You can magpie some of these examples if you want to. So I'm just going to read it to you. The monster of the night, known as Grendel, stalked the shadows of the kingdom, waiting for his next victim. His blood-crusted lips drooled as the smell of the Danes danced in the late evening breeze. Step by step, the enemy from hell itself got closer to the mead hall. The hellish monster's fire-blazing eyes pierced the darkness. With one deep breath, it growled, and the smell of the Danes were no more. The stench of bloodied corpses plagued the air. Right, so that's just an example. That's kind of showing you the sort of thing that we're looking for. Now, around the outside here, I have put some, let's start up here. Purpose. Please remember that you're writing to entertain. Okay, so you should have that at the forefront of your mind. Also, remember the audience. So you're writing to people your own age. So that will obviously make a difference to the language that you are using. And again, around the side, I've just put some keywords to keep you focused. So remember the senses that we spoke about. So the sight, we spoke about Grendel's eyes. Where is Grendel? And or where is the mead hall in reference to where Grendel is? Who are we talking about? Who is this? Who are you writing about in your paragraph? When did it happen? So when is this actually happening? Is it in the daytime? Is it at nighttime? The movement, see if you can describe the movement of Grendel. That's something that's really important. Subordinate clause. So please try and use some of those subordinate clauses in your writing. Sound, again, what could Grendel hear? What noise does he make? And smell. Can we smell anything? Is there anything? Can you bring your writing to life by imagining that there is a smell or a stench going on? Okay, if you pause the video if you want to, and see if you can find evidence of those things in the shared write here. Okay, hopefully you managed to find them all. I thought I'd identify them for you anyway. So you can have a look through the shared write again, looking where these examples have been identified. Just realised that I didn't highlight the subordinate clause for you. So you can show me actually if you want to. It'd be quite interesting to see if you can identify the subordinate clauses in this piece of writing. Right, that is it. So I hope the task is nice and clear for you. Don't forget, I'm just going to go back to the beginning. Don't forget to use all of these previous slides to help you with your writing. Okay, they're there for a reason, so do go back and look at them. Okay, everyone, well, hope you enjoy the task, and I look forward to seeing some of your writing. Take care. Bye.